All right, everybody, let's go ahead and start this winter arc. Today, we're going to hit a little chest day. I started off the workout doing some incline Smith machine bench press. Now, the key that you want to do here is you want to progressively overload, and before you go for a top set, you definitely want to work up to it. Now, I know everybody's been talking about what happened to Mike, the Tringe win. It's just devastating. Anything like that can be a real game changer. And I think he's going to recover, especially with the science we have today. But you don't want to put yourself in a situation where that can happen. To the best of your abilities. I mean, freak accidents can happen, but you want to make sure you're taking enough precaution and warming up with enough sets before you go for a top set. Now, I just like starting my workouts with the incline press of some kind. Today was the Smith machine. Last chest day was the dumbbells, and before that was the barbell. I kind of alternate in between these exercises just till I can, some days I'll love doing the Smith machine and some days I'll love the feel of the dumbbells. So generally, I'm going to be choosing the dumbbells for my main chest pressing movements. I just have always loved them, and doing the incline dumbbell press with some heavy dumbbells can just go ahead and start the workout on the right tone. Now, as I'm yapping to you, notice how it's kind of taking me a while to get into my set. I'm not advising that you sit and waste time in the gym, but don't rush into your sets either. You don't want to go and just jump straight into a set. Sometimes you need about a minute, 2 minutes, maybe even 3, depending on the level of intensity you're going at. My powerlifters know what I'm talking about. Bodybuilders the same. I mean, you don't want to just jump right into another set trying to push a heavy amount of weight. I would advise you to take enough time in order to progress the way you need to. Now, one thing that's really important with the incline pressing movements is make sure your bench isn't set up too high. You don't want it up at like a 45-degree angle or higher, as it will involve more of your shoulders. The other thing is when you're coming down with the bar, you want the bar to go above the midline of the chest. Normally this lines up right above that armpit area. And watch as I perform just one rep of this and then lock it. I felt like I could have went for a second one, maybe a third one, but I felt a little pain in my tricep. So what did I do? I didn't push it. I didn't try and go crazy. If your body is telling you that something is not right, and I'm not using this as an excuse, but if your body's telling you something's not right, don't push it. Just give yourself some time and then go at it again. As you'll see later in this workout, I push it again after I feel like I can and I know it's okay to. So next we do some flat dumbbells. I start with the 50s and work my way up to the 105s. I keep my elbows tucked like this because it takes a little stress off of the shoulder joint, and it actually better aligns your pecs with the pressing movement. After I've kind of tweaked this from just having my elbows straight out to the side, I've noticed my shoulders don't hurt or feel discomfortable during the movements. So if you guys feel that when you're pressing, make sure you give this a try. After doing the 50s for some reps, the main thing that we're going to do is just keep on climbing up to that weight we're trying to hit. So I'm trying to go for the 105s this workout. I hit the 100s last time, so I'm trying to get to that 105s. So the way that I do this is I climb the rack per se. Now, judging the amount of weight that you can go up will depend on how you feel, which can be determined from a variety of things. Did you get enough sleep the night before? Is your nutrition on point? Is your training plan on point? All of these things will dictate and help enhance or take away from your ability to go for these progressive overload feats. I don't want to call it a PR because it's just dumbbell bench press. But you can PR on the dumbbell bench press. I think mine was the 110s for a couple of reps about 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm trying to get back to that and hopefully pass that and go to the 115s. But through all my yapping, we're going on with the weight. We're moving up to the 90s. Now, notice how I picked the 90s up with my legs. I'm not just reaching down with my back and potentially straining it. I get the 90s on my legs, and then I use my legs to help guide the weight back. This is very important, guys. You don't want to be getting on the bench and then kind of throwing yourself back and potentially pulling a muscle in your back. And I actually know someone that happened to them. Luckily, they recovered and everything's fine. But they tried to erg the weight back and it ended up pulling a muscle in their lower back. So use those legs. That's one of your strongest and biggest muscle groups, and you can use them to help you with other exercises like this. All right, judgment has came, or shall I say destiny, and we're going to go ahead and hit the 105s. So the main thing that you want to do when going for any kind of exercise like this is make sure you are warmed up sufficiently and you have kind of went through the steps needed to go for that weight. I had that music blasting in my ears. I felt really strong. That pain from the beginning of the workout, my triceps didn't hurt. So I go ahead and go for it. So I flail the weights back with my legs, go ahead and get off a couple of reps, and notice I'm still keeping those elbows sort of tucked. I could probably tuck them a little bit better here, but I bang out a couple of reps. Now, I think I hit 4 there. I wasn't really counting, but the main thing here is that you don't have to go for weight-related PRs, but you can go for reps. There's many ways to PR. You can just, not PR, but progressively overload. Don't feel like because you can't hit a high weight, you're not making something out of something in the gym, wasting your time. If you're able to bang out a couple more reps, or you're able to do a couple more sets with higher weights after you build up to it, that's a win. A win's a win. Now we do some high to low cable flies. Guys, if you feel any pain in your biceps, come forward with your arms straight like I'm doing, and then come back with them bent at the elbow. This will take some of the stress off the biceps. Then I just go ahead and come over here and have a little fun with triceps. Now, I'll end up hitting the triceps again on my arm day, so I didn't really go way too hard, but obviously the tricep extension is a staple. I personally try and keep my elbow sort of locked by the side to make sure I'm getting that good contraction through the tricep and not really assisting too much with my upper body. If y'all like this video, show some love.